Baturdays. Baturdays. Omnidog and the Minister of Comics talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the bat. Baturdays. 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 In the BatCave.
Heyo, and welcome to Baturdays in the BatCave, back after a long hiatus. How you doing, Minister of Comics?
I'm doing good. I was just telling Jess that my son has been playing with all my figures, so I'm just trying to fix everything right now.
What did anything come off?
I'm just fixing the flash right now. He took all the lightning bolts off.
Oh, that's a cool one. Let me see that.
Don't you have this one?
I don't think so. The lightning bolt one? No, let's see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, I don't. Oh, that is cool.
Lightning bolts for his feet and stuff.
Oh, ooh, whoa, what?
We got to see if it's available. I'm sure that McFarlane doesn't really go out as much as Marvel does.
Only when they're McFarlane's at Target.
I don't think it was a...
Whoop! I took you off. Sorry, I meant to. You there?
Yeah,
okay.
I was trying to fix all that stuff now, so I saw that he took down my Mando and Grogu, and it was annoying because I had Grogu perfectly set in Mando's arms, and it took forever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it again. But it's okay. I was telling Jess I'd rather have my son have fun and not be, scared to come into my office than what's the point of having them be pristine if you can't share it with your kids?
Yeah.
Jess is like, I don't know if I agree, but
yeah, it works for you though, so I think it's good.
Well, I guess you didn't have action figures back when your daughter was young.
She had toys of her own, but they weren't. Yeah, no, I didn't have toys of my own. I didn't collect Kenner or whatever at that point. And it's a good thing. Looking back at those things, they were painted just like splorched on faces that were awful.
Yeah, action figures didn't really get good until... What do you think? What's your opinion?
Based on what I've seen, this is just my opinion, but based on what I've seen, I feel like when Hasbro took it over, and okay, I don't have action figures set up. I have statues set up and my Omnis set up. My DC Omnis are all set up.
Nice.
Oh, well, there's action figure right here. This is Mantis, and this is a Build-A-Figure, and that looks like Mantis to me.
That's pretty good. I'm not a big movie figure person, but that's pretty good.
Okay, Scarlet Witch, that's not a Marvel Legend, but I feel like when I first started collecting them, like in 2017 is when I thought they were really good. I saw earlier ones, like I always see those Kenner ones where the faces are smeared for Emma Frost, and they didn't even really look good.
Did you see the new astonishing X-Men Cyclops and Emma Frost is coming out in a couple months? I pre-ordered them. It's from Astonishing X-Men, the Joss Whedon.
The Joss Whedon run?
Right. And the rest of the line is pretty random. There's a Quentin Quire figure though.
Oh, I hate that guy.
You don't like Quentin Quire?
No, he's a spud.
I liked him in the Grant Morrison and
oh well, yeah.
And in Wolverine and the X-Men was good.
Okay, wait. Big Bad. Come on, Big Bad Toy Store. Okay, so I'm looking for Emma Frost. Emma Frost. No. X-Men Legends. Is that the one with the Chud Bath?
The what? Oh, sorry. Build a figure. I was like, I said Chud Bath. I'm with a
Chud Bath. Is this it?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that, and the good thing is that Amazon is getting a ton more Marvel Legend pre-orders, which I like because I don't like paying for shipping. And Amazon's so easy to return stuff if you don't end up liking it. Like I pre-ordered the Grand Inquisitor figure from Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show like months ago, like 6 months ago. And it got here. I totally forgot about it. And I was like, I don't want it. Send it back to Amazon. It's just so easy to do that with Amazon as opposed to like BBTS or what are the other, or Hasbro Pulse or whatever.
Wait, is Razor Ramen says his video's frozen. Is that might be your awful hotel Wi-Fi? Is it frozen for anybody else? Because Jake's already jamming me up or something. Haha, I thought you weren't supposed to buy things. We finished selling the house. What did I buy?
Maybe because I'm telling you to buy these. Well, I didn't tell you to buy. I just told you I bought them. You don't have to
think
buy them.
I'm just gonna go pre-order? Okay, just a pre-order. Emma Frost. Pre-ordering's not buying. You only. I mean, okay, it's not frozen here.
Pre-ordering on Amazon at least is buying later, which I like. I don't like. Well, they're both kind of bad in different ways. I like the delayed. I don't have to pay until later.
No, I'm not buying the particular toy that I'm getting from you, Jake. That's the one that I'm buying a digital audio converter for my. I'm buying a digital audio converter for my iPhone so I get better quality sound. But that's when the house closes.
Oh, can you not buy anything until then?
Yeah.
Is that the deal you made?
It buffered a bit for me, but it's fine now. Okay. It's too late. Wait. Did I buy the Gwen Ominous? I made it happen.
That's
very
true.
Fine condition still gives me grief for making that happen.
Very fine condition.
Happen. Wait, somebody referenced very fine condition earlier. There's Warren Weaver. How's it going? Joel? It was Lars. As I commented on the live stream, nearly acceptable condition. The Harley Quinn Valentine special is fantastic. I'm going to try and watch that tomorrow. I still haven't seen it.
I still don't watch season 3.
Oh my gosh, dude. So good. Thank you. Beyond Comics. Thank you, buddy. Hayden, Damian Wayne is the only good Robin. That's the show. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Drunken Sailor, greetings, or as we say on Mars, what up, my dude? What up, my dudes? There's Jake. Yeah, I already showed Jake because it's his birthday. There's Noir Wolf. I found out something about Noir Wolf today, and we'll have to see if what I found out about him shows up in the chat. He has an extremely cool relative that might show up in the chat. But I don't know if that relative wants their secret identity revealed. Okay, so happy birthday to Jake. Yes. And James is talking to the collector. What hot toy he pre-ordered. I have all the Clone Wars on pre-order. He's also, now Cad Bane is a boss character. I did get that action figure because Cad Bane was cool.
Jess, here's a cool thing. Speaking of figures, now that we know that an Authority movie is happening, do you think we'll get Midnighter and Apollo and the rest? I don't want movie figures. I want like the actual comic figures.
Yeah.
I mean, we did get Grifter, and that was like last year, so maybe we'll get more.
Here's the issue: you're gonna need to get, if it's a comic accurate Jenny Sparks, you're gonna have to go on eBay and buy cigarettes for her.
I'm sure Tyler has some he can point my way.
Little tiny cigarettes that you can stick in her hand because she's constantly smoking.
That's true. Well, that's like with John Constantine. I didn't really love the McFarlane one that they had, the Constantine. The Justice League Dark one. I decided to wait Like, I don't really love it.
I feel like I have an old Constantine already.
So I decided to get that one because I wasn't super into it. It's like how I don't think McFarlane's done a great Superman yet, which is weird to me.
Yeah, I know that's
and
been
a Wonder
long-standing.
Woman. And a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I do have a Superman that I like. He's fighting Bizarro, and I feel like he looks good, but that's set up in like the other room, or actually it's still in a bag. I haven't unpacked any of my action figures really.
Something else that wasn't annoying, but I'm really hoping we get it. They announced a Calabac. Did you see that? A Calabac figure?
And
Who
like, did?
McFarlane.
Oh.
And it's like, why would you announce a Calabac figure without a Darkseid figure? It's really weird to me. Calabac's his son, the really big guy.
Yeah.
I was like, it looks cool, but I want a Darkseid to go with it.
I have a gigantic Darkseid that I got from, I guess, DC Direct, and it had a Parademon, and I also got a Parademon. And then I realized that I should have gotten like 8 Parademons, but they were kind of expensive, and Darkseid was pricey himself, but he's like already giant, so I'm okay with him.
There was that movie accurate Darkseid, but I want a comic book Darkseid.
Yeah, I got the comic book Darkseid.
I'm sure we'll get it at some point. They're doing a Calabac. That's so random to do Calabac, but not. I also want. How awesome it would be to have like a fourth world wave,
like Metron.
Calabac, yeah, Darkseid, Big Barda, Mr. Miracle. That'd be pretty awesome. And Orion, and what's that light? What's the guy with the lightning bolt? What's his?
Black Racer.
No, the guy who he can fly and he has that like
Light Ray.
Yeah, Light Ray. Yeah, Light Ray.
Okay. Let's see. All
right, I got Baby Yoda and Mando's. Oh. Stupid kids.
Well, Gnada says, how do you reconcile the fact that nothing we love actually matters? Uh-oh. We're going deep. My therapist told me I only like inconsequential things, so I'm going to set fire to my stuff or something. Wait a minute. Are you telling me my Harley shrine doesn't actually matter? It matters to me. I mean, it may not matter to your therapist, but it matters to me.
I mean, every single person likes something that's inconsequential as a hobby or something that you have fun doing. But I'm sure your therapist has something that they like that's inconsequential. It's a problem if your whole life and your definition of happiness is defined by the stuff that you have. That'd be a problem.
Okay. Stop right there. Let's not go any further than that, because that's my problem.
All right, Jess will have to charge me for my therapist bill, so I'll therapize him off. Is that even a word? I'm gonna make up that word, therapize. I'm gonna
therapize.
Yeah, I'm gonna therapize you off camera and get some money from you.
Let's see. I could get a spot. What I should have done is start a toy channel first, because Big Bad Toy Store will sponsor your channel, but you have to buy a certain amount from them monthly to qualify. I think that's what Tyler found out. T-Lar Blunt found that out. And if only I'd known that 5 years ago, I could have gotten a sponsorship from Big Bad Toy Store.
I feel like you both definitely buy more than enough from them to get a sponsorship.
Yeah, really. Let's see. The first line. Oh, here's Matt D. Haven't been able to catch a live show forever. Hope you guys are doing well. We are. Didn't we move the book club back because today is Jake's birthday and he's still here for the stream? LOL. Yeah, I did kind of wonder about that, Jake. You're not spending this time with your girlfriend and those other 2 girls in that wild cabin in the woods. What's going on there?
I must have missed something.
Yeah. It's Jake's birthday. We're going to have book club with the book, and I'm going to put up a video tomorrow announcing it. The book is Callie, and the date we're going to be doing it is February 26th, which is a Sunday, and I'm going to figure out the time. It'll be an afternoon on Sunday show. And so you read the book, and I'm going to tell you how to format your questions tomorrow in the video for the book club. I can't have everybody on the air, so. Oh, here's something. What?
Yeah, you can only have like 5, 6 people on here. 6 people.
That would be like herding cats. I think I'll have a co-host that I've picked, and then I'm going to have people just write a synopsis of their thoughts in the chat, and then we'll bounce off of those.
Right. Well, thanks, Marcelo. I appreciate it.
May's book was amazing, and I gathered up, as a matter of fact, speaking of May's book and videos I haven't made yet, I gathered up May's book. Spoiler alert for my top books of what year is this? 2022. Yeah, I want to get it done before 2023 is over with, so I'm hoping I can do that tomorrow. Sergeant Savage watching from Madrid. Bars just let out, so no chance for sleep for a bit. Oh, so it gets really noisy in the street, huh? Right on, man. Mr. Tex, after watching your old videos, I give total credit for the 100 bullets omnis to you. Thank you. That was when, I think that was my rant after they put out the 9th version of Why the Last Man, and I said, here are all the omnis that you could be putting out instead of this, which is already available in 3 different formats. Oh, here's another one for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was able to get a decent amount of DC books read. Let me see if I can pull up my Instagram post from that. Here's all the DC books I was able to read, if you can kind of see it, in January. These are all the physical books. So I read Multiversity, the Absolute Edition.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever read that. My review of that is, I don't know if the sum is better than the parts. Where I feel like there are great issues, but overall it's like, interesting. So,
okay.
But they're individual issues that I really love, like the Pax Americana, the Superman, like in the Nazi regime, all that stuff. But I feel like overall I was like,
What about Captain Carrot?
That was what? Oh yeah, there's that, and the Shazam world. That was cool.
I love Shazam.
I feel like I wish it was almost just a bunch of random one shots that didn't tie together at all. I feel like the overall story was. It was like him really working really hard to connect things that didn't really connect. But I thought the individual stories were cool. I read Animal Man by Jeff Lemire, the omnibus. That was good. I reread Scalped again because I haven't read that in like 6 years. And so that was Vertigo, so I considered it DC. So I thought
I haven't read that at all, so I suck.
Jeff, it was even better the second time. It was a 10 out of 10 for me. Fantastic. I love it.
It's on my list for books I want to read this year.
It's a great way to make people jealous because so many people don't have these hardcovers because some of them are way out of print, like way.
And you know how much I like making other people jealous.
I know, that's why I told you that.
Thank you.
And people kept asking me, are they going to make an omnibus? I'm like, to be honest, they're probably just going to make a stupid compendium edition because that's what they're doing. And I think compendium editions might be the worst format of any format because here's why. Yes, it's cost effective, but it's not collector effective because they crease. And so when you read it more than once, it's going to crease. And it's like, it's not even worth it to me at that point. If you're just a reader and you're not a collector, then sure, go ahead and buy it. But for us, we all love how things look on the shelf. And compendiums, after they're read, don't look great on the shelf. That's just my 2 cents.
From DC, right? Because Image is putting out hardcover compendiums.
I'm talking about softcover compendiums.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I think that's true for Image. Like Image has those big Hulk and Walking Dead ones. I used to have that back in college. That creased like crazy. Back then, I didn't care because I wasn't like a crazy collector like I am now. So back then, I was like, who cares? But now I'm like, I'm never going to buy those again because they don't look good after you've read them. I read Rogues by Joshua Williamson. I know that was on your list.
Yeah, it is.
I'm up to date on the Nightwing stuff that's out in collected edition. So State in Volume 2. I read Batman Killing Time by Tom King. I read Batman Catwoman by Tom King. My book of the month was Catwoman Lonely City by Cliff Chang. That was, you have to read. Did you read it yet?
Not yet.
I would definitely read that next if you're able to.
Okay.
Because it's a quick read, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, you told me that. I'm really intrigued to read that. I'm happy to hear that.
I haven't heard anybody who didn't like it yet. I'm sure there are people who don't like it, but I haven't heard anybody yet. I also read Shazam, the follow-up by Jeff Johns in the Seven Magic Lands. I also really enjoyed that. That's like the sequel to the original book by him and Gary Frank. Let's see. For digitally, I read the first volume of World's Finest by Mark Waid and Dan Mora.
Ooh.
I read the first volume of Chip Zdarsky's Batman. I read Suicide Squad Blaze by Cy Spurrier, which you need to read.
You told me to get it, and I did.
Robin, the first 2 volumes by Joshua Williamson. It's whenever Robin joins the Lazarus tournament with like the League of Assassins, the League of Shadows, who's the best assassin in the world.
I have to get that.
And I also read Batman Riddler One Bad Day by Tom King and Mitch Gerrits.
I have heard that all of those so far have been awesome. That's what Brian Sace reports to me.
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
He loved the Mr. Freeze. Wait, who was it?
I read the Riddler one.
He read the Mr. Freeze and the Scarecrow one, and he said Scarecrow was absolutely terrifyingly written.
I've only read that one.
Yeah.
I am annoyed by how they're collecting it though. That stupid box set you can make of like different. I know. Why can't they make it one like deluxe hardcover or whatever?
How's it
one omnibus?
Okay, wait.
They're all like 60, 70 pages, I think. And so they're gonna have each one be an individual hardcover.
No.
And you can make them into a box set, Jess. You can make your own box set.
That is the worst idea I have ever heard this year so far.
I think it's really stupid. I'm not going to buy any of them because I'm hoping they probably won't do it. I'm hoping one day they'll do an omnibus of it because that just makes sense.
Or collect them all in a hardcover of something.
Yeah, like a volume 1, a volume 2, whatever.
Yeah, I'd accept standard size even over some comic book stuffed box set. Oh, I hate that idea so much.
I'm trying. Oh, you know it's kind of like it's like this. Remember when they did the Dark Knight 3 Master Race box set?
Yeah,
it's kind of like that in a way. It's somewhat like that.
Okay, I collected that, then promptly sold it without reading it.
Well, that book sucked.
That because I think you told me
that was pretty. I'm just Frank Miller after 300. Best of luck to you, man. I'm glad you're doing better health-wise, but I'm not reading any of your books post 300. It's just not there.
Being a few years younger than Omnidog 7 and I have never been interested in toys since childhood. Should I be sorry? The adult in me wants to say, no, run your own life. It's up to you. But the YouTube person on me wants to say, you suck. Yes, you should be sorry.
Isn't Lars Gunderson the one who gives us a hard time if we ever talk about toys?
Oh, yeah.
You should be sorry about that. You should be sorry about giving us a hard time, Lars.
Oh, he's getting deep on a Saturday because his deductible is super high. Okay.
Gotta make it worth it, I guess.
Hey, Matthew Mangy. Tom King's Everlasting Love. Believe it or not, writing love stories. That's right. I haven't. I know they're available from his Substack or something.
Yeah, it hasn't dropped on Hoopla yet, so I haven't read it. I do want to read it though. I have Chip Zdarsky's Public Domain queued up coming up soon. I got to read that. I've heard that's really good.
I also have heard that. Here's an important question: should I read Absolute New Frontier or Absolute Justice next? Would I have to read anything before those books? No. You need those completely standalone. Ooh, boy, that's a tough choice.
I know Jess will pick Justice. I'll pick Absolute Frontiers to confuse you.
And I'm going to pick Absolute Justice.
I do like Absolute Frontier better. I just like it better as a story.
Sure.
Overall. I think Justice is really well drawn. It does have a good story, but I like Kingdom Come better. I like The World's Greatest Superheroes better, but Justice is still really great. It's a great story. It's like trying to pick A-level material, which one's the best.
So we each pick a different one.
So buy both of them.
Or read both of them. Right side by side. I think Absolute Justice is out of print.
I don't know about Absolute Frontier either, to be honest. Once books are in my collection, they're kind of off my radar in terms of how out of print they're, unless people tell me.
Right. I can't help with anything Robin related, but good to see you boys anyway. Good to have you here, Larry. See, that's how far behind I am. 8:19. Oh, I'm almost 20 minutes behind. So that tracks. Actually, here is, we should do a whole a whole video on what we think of the shows and movies that Gunn announced as part of DC's Gods and Monsters phase. We should just talk about it and release it like as a 20-minute video or a 10-minute video.
Overall, I'm really excited, especially for the Authority. I never thought that would ever happen. And I love the Authority. So I'm really excited about that. I'm just hoping it's going to be an R-rated movie. I don't like when all superhero movies are R-rated, only whenever it matches the tone.
Right.
Like, I want there to be PG-13 Batman and Superman movies. I want kids to be able to see it.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be like Batman v Superman Extended Edition rated R, Justice League rated R. I feel bad for kids who can't see it, because that's a big part of my childhood, is watching these movies and being sucked in. But things like The Authority, that should be rated R.
Yeah.
And James Gunn has said they will have PG-13, they will have R, which means I'm sure that The Authority is going to be rated R. I'm really excited about that. Am I bummed that Henry Cavill's not coming back? I guess. I mean, I liked him, but I don't really care that much, to be honest. I'm excited for James Gunn writing and probably directing a Superman movie. That's pretty cool.
That is way cool.
And what else? Batman Brave and the Bold with Damian. That could be really cool. I like how they have the Elseworlds label. They have something that Marvel does not have right now. I guess Marvel has the What If show, but that's just an animated TV show. There's nothing else. I like how they can do like the Batman Matt Reeves movies. They can do other things as well. I like that they're doing that. It's kind of like their own version of DC Black Label.
Right. I agree.
So I'm into it. And Swamp Thing movie, that would be cool. Because I never watched the TV show because it was canceled before it even came out.
I have the DVD of it along with the first Doom Patrol.
It's not a great way to get into a show when you find out it's canceled before it even airs. It's like, great, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, that's what happens on Netflix a lot.
Yeah, Netflix, I rarely watch Netflix shows anymore for that reason. They cancel it like crazy.
Let's see.
What movie are you most excited for, Jess, out of all those?
We talked about it last week on Omnibros. I feel like Authority is the one that I was the most shocked by and surprised, but and it sounds like out of all the people to do it, James Gunn is so perfect because he seems to be a real comic book reader and a real DC comic book reader. So it sounds like he gets the tone for everything. So I also am excited for Authority. I also am like you. I want Authority comic book accurate figures. And I'm trying to think who would be a good Jenny Sparks. But see, all the actresses I think of are probably in their 40s. So I'm trying to think of the only actress I can think of that's young is from Wednesday, Jenny Ortega. So I don't know. I don't know who would be a good Jenny Sparks but I want Midnighter. I want that exact panel that you and I love so much with
Jack Hawksmoor and
Jack Hawksmoor and Midnighter.
Yeah.
Welcome to LA. We're here to hit you.
Yeah, I love that part.
That's my favorite panel. And then they just beat the heck out of everybody.
I also like how they're really showcasing what comics are influencing the movies. Like they sold out of The Authority, and they sold a ton of copies of Supergirl by Tom King.
Yes.
But the movies need to be helping the comics world because these are the ideas for future movies. So they need to be making sure they're pouring into the comic book world and also pointing people to comics.
Yeah.
Like even having comics to sell or give away at the movie theater. That would be huge. Like as people leave the movie, hey, here's the comic that influenced the movie. Why don't you buy it? Make it like $10 or something. It just that makes so much. Make new comic book fans.
Yeah, Disney had a reason that they didn't do it for Marvel, any of those things, but that doesn't mean,
to screw over creators probably.
But that doesn't mean DC couldn't do it. But Supergirl and Tom King was in those writing sessions apparently that led up to the announcement, and I think that's a good sign. You get comic book writers in that room, so you'll get comic accurate movies. I had planned on reading Callie today. Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick, but you binge Star Trek Lower Decks instead. That's another thing I'm way behind on. The only reason I have Paramount Plus is for Star Trek, and I haven't seen anything since Discovery season 2. I suck.
I'm really behind on TV shows. The only TV show I'm kind of up on is The Last of Us. I'm only an episode behind.
I need to watch that. I heard it's great. Hi, has anyone read House of M Omnibus? I have the House of M hardcovers that took me forever to find, so I'm not upgrading. And I also haven't read it, so that's going to be up to the chat. Have you read House of M?
I haven't, actually. That's something I've never. And the Omni was, you know my rules, Jess. If it surpasses 1,000 pages, it's not for me in my collection because I'm never going to read it.
Right.
So I don't have it. I didn't read it. I know the basic premise, though. There's so many things in Marvel. I haven't read it, but I know exactly what it's about, and I know the after effects. Same with DC. I'm at the point now where I can read things, that are surrounding events I never read, but I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
I think that happens if you've read comics long enough.
I think so, too. People are agreeing with you about Scalped. Glad you enjoyed the reread of Scalped. It's sitting on your shoulder for every show was an instigating factor in my purchase of the hardcovers.
I did have somebody who DM'd me and said they just found volume 2.
That's the hard one.
For cover.
Whoa.
No, it wasn't cover. It was for a good price. I don't know what that meant, but that must have meant it wasn't like double cover. But I guess some people do have them out there, but they're probably on eBay really expensive, I would assume.
Probably, but isn't that great? You FOMO'd somebody? You should feel proud.
I think he was still looking for them, but he was saying I just found it, and I was like, okay, maybe
no, I mean Sergeant Savage.
Oh, right. I am glad I did that.
Yeah, good.
It's like whenever we sold out Fury Max on Amazon.
That was awesome.
What was it, like 20 copies or something? It was a lot. It wasn't like it was 5.
And I feel like that was a daytime show for some reason. It wasn't Baturdays. Oh, it was a crime corner.
Yeah,
it was a crime corner. You're right.
That's I have to reread that book again. That's a great book.
Jess, what is that red drink you're always drinking? Thank you for asking. Cranberry juice and club soda. Thank you for asking. New Spooey, who just DM'd me about Ollie's. 3/5 of the way through Batgirl Returns by Gail Simone Omnibus, which I can actually point to now. It's right here.
I have it right over here. I just did a reel about it. I did a reel talking about how whenever you buy a book with every single intention of reading it right away, and then I had that thing from SpongeBob, 1 eternity later. It's still sitting there unread. I've had that book for a while and haven't read it. I need to.
It's really good.
I was so close to reading it during DC December, but I ran out of time. I was so close.
Oh, here's Ryan right here. I can't stay as it's 1 a.m., but have you read One Bad Day Riddler and Freeze? 2 of the best Batman comics I have read in ages. That's what he sent me. Yeah, he absolutely loved those.
He's too busy trying to figure out a way to torture Tyler.
DC making compendiums is dancing on Vertigo's grave. The unwritten coming out in compendium is flipping the bird to collectors. I don't disagree with that. I'm one of those suckers that bought the unwritten deluxe hardcover volume 1, and it just sat and got dusty as I waited for the rest of the stuff, and I had to sell it, and now I'm stuck with all the trade paperbacks, which is better than nothing. But
I sold mine as well because what was the point?
Yeah, it was haunting me like Dr. Aphra.
Oh gosh, I'm still mad about that.
I know, I said that on purpose. Marcel doesn't mind the spines. Okay. Well, I haven't read enough Batman to have a strong opinion on this topic. I do feel that Tim Drake's suit is the best looking one, along with Dan Moore's design for Dick's Robin suit in World's Finest. I haven't read World's Finest, but I do have it downloaded. I do like Tim Drake's suit. And we will get to the topic once I get caught up in the chat. So at the end of the show.
I need to pull the trigger on the Red Robin figure because I have all the other Robins. I should probably buy this one.
Okay, wait, yeah, do it so there's no glare.
Kind of see it with the wings and everything.
Yeah.
It's only $17. That's pretty good. I should probably just buy it. Now Sam loves to go action figure hunting with me on Amazon. He says, look up figures.
Is he how close to 3 is he?
He's over 3. He's close to 3.5 at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
how did I lose track?
Emmy's over a year old. I think the past 12 months have been a vortex for you.
Emmy who? Yeah, I know, you're right.
Yeah, you totally forgot about my second kid.
The Riddler one shot was best so far. High hopes for Raish Al Ghul by Tom Taylor. So though, yeah, me too. Okay, this comment's funny. Son of Kal-El is the best Superman book to come out in decades. All Superman books should be gay forever now. That's the one that my brother called me last year. I think I told you, because I guess it made the papers, and my brother has shown no interest ever. He's much older than I am. He's 14 years older, not a comic book guy. But he called me and said, is Superman gay now? And I said, what? Is Superman gay? What do you? And I went, oh, no, here's what it is. And so I explained it to him, and he goes, oh, okay. And then we started talking about other stuff.
That was like back whenever Miles became Spider-Man 2, and that became a big, I think like Glenn Beck did a big story on it. Like they killed Peter and he's never coming back. It's like, well, you don't know comics, so it's like an ultimate universe. So it's totally different. Peter Parker's still alive in the main universe. It's just funny when non-comic people try to understand what's going on in comics. It's like you don't really understand what's going on.
Is it fair to compare my brother to Glenn Beck, though? I'm not.
Oh, I wasn't trying to compare him to that. I meant people I meant it becoming a media story when people like don't understand what's going on.
I just wanted to make clear to the viewers, my brother's not.
Like how people thought that was Superman Clark Kent, not Jonathan Kent.
Right.
Like people didn't understand it's a different Superman.
Lars is sorry. Okay, good. You should be. He likes Absolute Frontier. Oh, just ordered Catwoman Lonely City. Looks like you sold the book. And here's James with the amazing poll on Love Everlasting. Here is read Love Everlasting 1 for free from Tom King. Nice job, James. I just got Absolute Justice League, World's Greatest Superheroes, and it's really good. Nice. I feel sorry for little boy Lars and the one still inside of him. Lars, you're getting some sympathy. Son of Kal-El is a train wreck, in my opinion. You are entitled to your opinion. I disagree, but you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to argue with you. You should regret that, Mr. Tex. I'm very disappointed in you for not having gotten that.
I have the deluxe. I wonder if the deluxe is still available.
The deluxe is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Darth Fred. I haven't seen Darth Fred. Very excited about Gun's roadmap. Oh, here's Bob's. How's it going, Bob's? Good to see you. Oh, yeah, you thought you bought Absolute Justice, and turned out to be Absolute World's Greatest Superheroes.
Hey, that's a great book, though.
I do, too. I agree. I still have all the magazine-sized format singles for some reason.
I think that's like one of the go-to books for a newcomer to DC, because they have like bios for every single character and the Justice League, and each story is a great introduction to what each character is about as a character. Like the Batman story is much different than the Superman story, is much different than the Wonder Woman story. I just thought Paul Dini did a great job writing really cool one-shot stories that captured the heart of each character. And right. Alex Ross is doing the art, so I mean, come on.
On the next question, I'm just wondering, how do you feel about Damian Wayne Robin appearing in a Batman movie? And do you believe we will join? Okay, sorry. And do you believe we will join John Kent Superboy as his little 10-year-old self in a movie? Oh, well, how great would a Super Sons movie be? Not animated, just like a fun movie.
I'm sure we'll get that. They're having Damian. They're bringing him in. I'm sure we'll get that at some point.
I feel great about Damian being in in his being in a Batman movie. I think you do too, Taylor, probably.
Well, I don't want to say anything, so I'll spoil my answers for later.
Okay, fair.
Because maybe I'm angry. No, I'm just joking.
That is so not true, Nato. Stop trying to make trouble. Cut it out. They gave away comics at the first X-Men movie premiere. I still have mine. Okay, good.
You would think 23 years later, when comics are more popular, they would be doing that still, but they're not. It's just funny to me.
What classes are you taking, Cycle? The number one Robin is Ophelia Quivers, no doubt about it. That is correct. Howard Stern's sidekick. I read House of M as it came out, loved it, but I love Bendis. I also love Bendis, so we agree, except I haven't read it. I haven't seen anything, but I'm not surprised that it's good because I think all Star Trek that's come out recently has been really good. So I'm glad you liked it.
I always do wonder what that Quentin Tarantino Star Trek movie would have been like.
Wouldn't that have been cool?
But I don't want that to be his last movie. He's only doing one more movie. I don't want him to do Star Trek as his last movie.
Oh, it would be so cool.
I want more Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I bought that 4K because that is
movie.
One of my all-time favorite movies.
I feel so bad for people who don't like that movie. I feel so bad.
I like it more and more every time because I get more and more out of it. I feel like it's something that like sort of washed over me like things do the first time, and then I watched it a second and third time and I noticed things. Oh, I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
I feel like it's come out recently, Tevye, that it wasn't Bendis's idea, that it was editorial that made him age him up. Larry's Library. My only defense is that I started collecting comics at the age of 7, and that has been my main objective ever since. And Larry says, well, that's cool. Just I think you'd like Lower Decks. It's a Trek universe equivalent of the Harley show. That's awesome. Hayden, has Discovery season 3 come out? Because I know there's Strange New Worlds, and I want to see that. Although I'm not happy what they did with number one's hair in that, because I like the 50s Mary Tyler Moore thing they gave her in Discovery season 2. But whatever, it's still cool.
It's a pretty small complaint in the grand scheme of things, I suppose.
Yeah. Call me Top Gun. Just I made it to the live stream. This semester has totally kicked my tail in. I'm sorry about that, dude, but it's good to see you. So there's a Batman Who Laughs, the deluxe edition. Is it any good? And is it collecting any nominations? No. I mean, yes and no. Yes, it's good, but you have to read it after you read the initial metal. You don't have to buy this $150 omnibus that's 750 pages. I got it for super cheap. Oh, speaking of super cheap, Organic Price Books, code Omnidog for $2 off. If you want to save big money, 5%. I don't have Lloyd Wong in the chat.
Yeah, where is he?
I don't know. 5% off shipping 3 or more books together. Omnidog ship it together. Lloyd, where are you, buddy? So yeah, you do need to read the metal books. You can buy mine because I bought this and I will sell them to you for a good price. And then you can read the Batman Who Laughs deluxe edition, but don't read it on its own or it won't make any sense to you. That was Matt D. So if you do want to buy them from me and get caught up, you can email me here. omnidogsalt2@gmail.com. Yes, I love Unwritten.
I wouldn't know. I gave my deluxe edition away. I didn't get a chance to read it.
Let's see. I haven't read it, so I don't know. Have you read it?
I didn't know there was a current Tim Drake Robin series, so no.
Yeah, no, I haven't
There's
read
a
it.
Damian Wayne Robin series. I'm not sure, but again, me and Jess are behind on a lot of stuff because we don't read single issues, so I'm pretty behind on a lot.
Yeah, I know. We all, yeah. I am not excusing it. I loved him as a 10-year-old. We could have had another 5 years of both of those kids being 10 years old or whatever they were.
I think Damian was 14 and he was 10 or 11.
Jonathan was 10.
Yeah, Damian was the older one, even though he was shorter.
Yeah. Maybe in the future they'll send him into a red sun and he'll age down or something. I don't know.
There's always going to be a way to change things. That's why I don't really get that upset about anything in comics. It'll all get reset somehow.
Yeah. Matt D says, I saw We Only Find Them When They're Dead is getting a deluxe edition. I'm looking forward to that one from Boom. I am too. I love that Battle of the Super Sons animated movie. I haven't seen that. It was really awesome. And my favorite movie of 2022, Battle of the Super Sons. Do you want me to reveal your secret identity? You're one of my favorite viewers, Batmanda. First of all, because I love that name. Second of all, you're like one of only 5 female viewers I have. So I have to be nice to all of you to make sure you always stay close. Working on pathophysiology tonight. Whoa, cycle. That's impressive. Did you hear the sound? I was hoping he was in the chat when my bolus thing went off. Speaking of those giant compendiums, I have the Milestone and Starman Volume 1s, but have not yet read them. I ordered Stray Bullets Uber Alice edition, so I'm wondering how that will hold up as well. I've only read my Uber Alice edition once, so I don't actually know.
Yeah, I think the problem is when you read it more than once.
Yeah, it starts to crack. The spine starts to dent up and crack and stuff. Once Upon a Time was just a great, cool movie. Right. When it was editorial idea to Age of John Kemp, because I always thought it was Bendis. Horrible idea from the very beginning. Okay, good. What? No, stop, Hayden.
I think he's right.
Seriously?
I think Hayden's right. I don't know which number, but I think it's more than 3.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you suck so bad. Larry agrees with Lars about Tarantino.
Yeah, the only movie I think that I don't love is Death Proof.
Oh gosh, I love that.
I think it works better in conjunction with Planet Terror. Like if you watch the whole Grindhouse experience.
Yeah.
I don't know what I watched it on its own recently. I just didn't love it as much as the first time I watched it with Death, because I think it was just it was interesting follow-up to Planet Terror that was all action-packed the entire movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad movie at all. It's probably my least favorite of all of his movies. But I mean, all of his movies are great.
Yeah, I've heard this complaint, William Lee. Are there ink? Does the ink actually smudge, or when you open the book, the ink has already been smudged? Like, it's not like the ink is wet, right? I have a feeling I'm going to be taking this cellophane off mine tonight.
They charge $150 and it's smudging.
Not
great. Great look.
Comics E-Master, hey guys, any word on DC Omnis for this year? The only thing I heard was crickets. Very fine condition. Was in contact with DC recently, and it sounds like they're rebuilding and rebooting and getting more people. It's kind of spare now, but they have plans to make it bigger and better. The collected editions department. So just because there's no announcements now doesn't mean there won't be any in the near future. I'm actually, after hearing what Very Fine Condition had to say about it, I'm actually more hopeful. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, well, that's fine. Here's Warren Weaver ranking his Damian Wayne first, Tim Drake, Carrie Kelly, Jason Todd.
You missed one.
You missed one, pal.
Probably the first one,
Most
maybe?
important one. Yeah. Are you omitting him on purpose? If so, I'm going to have a mod put you in timeout because that's not acceptable.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't read any of that stuff yet.
I haven't either. It's true. Cycle's been an early and often proponent of Stray Bullets.
I need to buy the rest of the series. I did enjoy Volume 1.
Wow, this is a deep pull. Somewhere I still have the mini Nintendo Power. I used to subscribe to that when I had the N64 issue that they. I'm saying that me, not New Spooey. Gave away at opening weekend for The Wizard. That magazine lasted 23 more years. Get those comics out to moviegoers. Just double check. 4 seasons of Discovery out now with 5 airing later this year. Okay, thank you, Jess. You can if you want to. Batmanda is the cool daughter of Noir Wolf. Noir Wolf was up in the chat earlier, and he and I have been talking because he wants to buy an album of mine that I'm happy to sell him. And Batmanda is his daughter that is like a really cool daughter. So peace and love to Batmanda. Not only do you have a cool name, but you're quite a cool daughter. Oh, I must have said it earlier. You're welcome. The ink smudges when I put my hand over. All right, let's see if that happens. I'm gonna be not pleased.
Well, don't rub your fingers over the word bubbles, I guess.
Yeah,
that's probably good practice in general.
Oh, I'm actually caught up. Let's see. I will do this. Do we want to talk about our topic at all, or are we going to ignore it?
How about I do mine while you open your book and look at it?
Okay.
So we Jess came up with the idea of ranking the Robins, and we decided that we had to make sure we included everybody, not just the 4 main ones. We realized that Stephanie Brown was a Robin, but neither of us have read anything with her as Robin. So I don't want to rank her because I feel like I don't have all the information. So I'm going to leave her out, but I want to acknowledge that she was a Robin. I don't want to put her as the last because I don't know if she would be my last. But I just realized that today. And Carrie Kelly's also in the running, even though she wasn't. Well, she kind of was in continuity, Jess, because remember she was in New 52 for a little bit in Batman and Robin. She was Damian's tutor, but she wasn't Robin.
I missed what you were saying.
Remember Carrie Kelly was in New 52? Barely. But she was like Robin's tutor.
Right.
But she wasn't Robin in that story, but she obviously is Robin in The Dark Knight Returns. So I would say my number 1 is Damian Wayne.
Okay.
Because I just love what Damian represents for Batman. I just love him having this son who's come to him fully formed in a way, and he has to counteract all the things that his mother has taught him about killing, about crime, all that stuff. Like it's a lot of work. And that's why Batman and Robin, the comic, means so much to me. It meant even more to me after becoming a father because it's just so amazing that story arc that Damian has. And Bruce Wayne feeling hopeless at times that Damian's ever going to change, but he always offers these little glimpses of change. Like Damian sneaks out yet again. And then Bruce Wayne's yelling at him. He's like, he's just, saying all these things about Damian. And Damian pulls out a pearl from Martha's necklace that he found in the sewer. And say, I wanted you to have this. And he realizes there is hope for Damian, that he does have light. He does have love in his heart. And I just love how Damian's progressed as a character. And Dick Grayson would be number 1, but I love him so much as Nightwing. He just is Nightwing to me. So that's why I view Damian as Robin. He's the only one who's like still Robin. You know what I mean? All the other guys have moved on to something else. So I still view him as like the ultimate Robin. And then Dick Grayson is number 2 because I view him as Nightwing. But I grew up with him in the animated series, and I love Dick Grayson. He's definitely one of my favorite DC characters overall. He's so important to Batman, so important to Gotham. He's so important to the DC universe. And I think that Tom Taylor is really giving him his due in the current series and really showing why he's so special. So that's why he's number 2. I can see how he'd be my number 1, but I view him so much as Nightwing that he is number 2 to me. Number 3 for me would probably... Here's the thing for me. People love Tim Drake. I didn't really grow up reading a lot of 90s comics. So I never really got a lot of Tim Drake, to be honest. I like Tim Drake, but I would have to say Carrie Kelly would be number 3 for me. Because Dark Knight Returns is so important to me. That was one of the first comic books I ever read. And so her as Robin is so cemented in my mind. So I would say Tim Drake's probably like 4 for me. I like him, but he just isn't my Robin. I didn't read enough with him at all. I did like him in the animated series when he came back on. But I watched so many years of Dick Grayson in the animated series. So he was still my Robin back then. And I would say that Jason Todd's a very final last place Robin for me.
I could not agree with you more. And it started from the very beginning for me when he was boosting the tires on the Batmobile. Are you telling me that Batman doesn't have secure tires on the Batmobile? That was not well thought out. I immediately hated everything about that and never stopped.
I mean, we saw remember Batman 89, he has that armor that goes over his car. It's like he should have that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Or you remember in the Naked Gun movie when they're spray painting the wall and it sprays back at you? It should be like that.
I'm here to report that my ink does not smudge.
Jess has never gotten a book that's damaged anyway, so that definitely checks out. You always have pristine books in every single way.
Even from Amazon, right, buddy?
Yeah, you're the worst.
Yeah, Carrie Kelly, she's right up there for me too. Let's see. Stephanie Brown was Robin for only like a weekend. She was a rebound Robin for Batman. You can read her full run in War Games. Interesting. Okay. Now wait, I don't know who's Brenton Thwaites.
Oh, he plays Nightwing in the Titans TV show on HBO.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I don't even include Joseph Gordon-Levitt because they gave him the name. Oh, you should use your original name, Robin. It's like so stupid. It was like the lowest common denominator for all the people who know nothing about comics. Oh, I know Robin. Cool. That was so stupid. I hated that part.
I don't disagree with you.
Because also wasn't he becoming Batman? So why does it matter? Why does it matter if his name's Robin?
I thought that's where that was leading.
I just thought that part was dumb. It was like for comic book fans, it was insulting. I can get for the common person, it's like, oh, I know Robin, but for people like you and me, it was like dumb.
Noir Wolf says, Jess, you and Larry and I need to start a Cool Guys with Cool Daughters club. Larry agrees. The only
I can be a part of that club too.
Well, you can join in about 10 years.
Oh, my daughter's cool.
I'm not saying she's not. The only issue is my daughter doesn't read comics. She does love video games and loves Star Wars, and did love Game of Thrones until the ending, I guess, which I didn't see. Well, I did see the ending, and just then she showed me all the various killings on YouTube that had how every character died. Because after 2 shows into season 2, I said, I'm not doing this. So she should, but I did know all the characters and I wanted to know how they died. So, my point is my daughter doesn't know comics, although she did read the Horizon Zero Dawn comics and like them a lot because she loves Horizon Aloy and Horizon Zero Dawn. But I'm happy to make a club with you. That sounds fun. Sasmurf says, for me, the best Robin is Tim Drake, as written by Chuck Dixon, with such a change of pace from the new grim and gritty anti-heroes that were popular at the time. Dick Grayson number 2. No one else is worthy. Let's see. At first, I really hated Damian, but he has grown, as you've shown, as you've said, he's grown a lot. Super Sons really sold me on him, that he could really have some heart and wasn't just a bloodthirsty assassin. I love the way that he's treated by Alfred when he says, "My tea Pennyworth," and Alfred says, "You have to muck out the stables first," and he does that. And he adopted Bat Cow, right. So
him and Dick Grayson as Batman was a great combination.
I loved that combination.
I love at the end of Batman Incorporated where, you know, Bruce Wayne's back and they're fighting Leviathan. They're like, you know, on the verge of like, you know, being killed, and they look at each other, and Dick Grayson and Damian are kind of bonding, and then Damian says, "We were the best, Richard." That was really, I love that moment.
Yeah.
We were the best Batman and Robin.
Yeah, 100%. Smudge free in 2023. That's right.
So I'm guessing Dick Grayson's probably your favorite just because you grew up. That was it, right?
I did grow up with him, and I did grow up with him, and I don't know if it's fair to like him as Nightwing, but Nightwing exists, and I can't not like him. And I love, as you say, what Tom Taylor's doing with him. But I also like Tim Drake because I love how adept at the computer technology he is, even though Bruce is, you know, has the Bat computer or whatever, but Tim goes out like on the fly and can hack anything and does all these really cool things. So I do like Tim a lot. So it's hard for me, and of course Carrie is amazing in the comic that brought me back to comics in 1985. So I think I would say it goes Dick Grayson number 1 for me, Damian, then Carrie, then Tim Drake, then Stephanie Brown, who I haven't even read, then Burt Ward.
Burt Ward has dogs.
What's that?
Doesn't Burt Ward have like a dog food company or something?
Oh, does he?
I don't know. He's like big into dogs or something.
Oh,
I said Burt Ward has dog food company.
And then the dead and yet comes back to life, Jason Todd, who stole the wheels off the Batmobile. And the only book, there's no way, as much as I'm trying to collect all of New 52, there's no way I'm getting that Red Hood Omni.
It's so funny that the New 52 is so bad, but people love the Rebirth stuff by the same person.
Well, because it's actually good. When it's Red Hood and the Outlaws are the most interesting part of it. And then when it becomes Red Hood Outlaw, it's back to being boring. I'm like, you took the Outlaws out? What's with that? They were the best part of it. But he wrote those Outlaws really interestingly. And you're right. I think on the air, oftentimes I said, how is this possible that Red Hood series was so bad and this one's so good? We
were pretty close. I think we only disagreed on the order of the first two.
Okay. And that's just a bias. Well, no, Damian's continues to get more interesting, which I think is a credit to the writers, because they could have kept him just one note, like they sort of have with Jason Todd. But you're right. He continues to have character growth and become more interesting. There could be, and I haven't caught up. I mean, I still have to finish Justice League by Scott Snyder 3 so I can read Death Metal, so then I can read Future State, so then I can read Imperfect Future or whatever it is that comes afterwards, Infinite Frontier or whatever. But that hasn't stopped me from reading, current Harley Quinn and Nightwing. So I think, I don't know. Damian could, in the future, I can see him replacing Dick as my number 1, and I'm going to really regret saying what I just said. Somebody's going to clip that.
It's really close for me too. It's not like it's like far and away Damian, but I just think again, it just goes back to I view Dick Grayson as Nightwing now. That's just what I view him as, and he's fantastic as Nightwing. But
yeah,
Damian is Robin right now. He's the only one who's still Robin because because Tim Drake is Red Robin now.
Yeah.
Which is so funny to me that it's Red Robin. I just think of Red Robin, yum. I actually thought that was an interesting character choice for
unlimited root beer floats.
I still need to try to track down that Chris Yost Red Robin run. I've heard it's really good. People talk about that one a lot.
I have that, but I have no idea where it is.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Well, my wife and her friend just unboxed books and stuck them on the shelves, which I was grateful for, but I'm now having to go in and try and organize. I got all my absolutes organized, all my DC omnis organized, although I'm still missing Books of Magic 3, which I don't understand because it's as big as an original printing of the Old Testament. How that book is not just popping up in the middle of that room, I don't know.
Here's a question, Jess. Did your hardcovers of Stumptown show up after moving?
Not yet.
We'll see. Well, if you didn't package them, if you probably would have noticed if you packaged them.
Oh, I didn't package anything.
Oh yeah, those guys did. I forgot.
Yeah.
So maybe
that is the that's the funny thing that I talked to Webhead about on our collected edition show is that I actually bought boxes and bubble wrap and stuff thinking I was going to make the 50 trips back and forth over here, a box full of books at a time, when it took professional movers a full day to pack up 85 book boxes. That is just a joke that I thought I could do it. All of Jess's books are not out of plastic, so who knows what he has? Well, I just opened metal and I am smudge proof, so
you can still see the books in plastic, so he knows what he has.
Smudge free in 2023.
But whenever I get a book in, I always take the plastic off and just check it because I've had books that are kind of damaged and I send them back because you don't realize until you open it. You never know.
Well, this is a good point. There's an Amazon warehouse in Austin, so one truck delivery or something. So I have pretty good luck from Prime, luckily. I think that's the same with me because Taylor and I are constantly comparing notes on Amazon deliveries. And I think I must be one stop away because there's never anything wrong with my books. And there's also never anything in the box. I get the same. My books aren't wrapped up like from Organic Price Books, with 50 layers of bubble wrap. They just throw it in there. And so I just don't think it gets bounced around as much.
I've noticed if you order more than one book, you have better luck too from Amazon because they tend to put at least something in there usually, or it helps it not move around as much.
If you buy like 2 books?
Yeah, if you buy 2 or 3, I've noticed it's been better. But it's like what, especially if they send it like in the mailer, it's like crap. The one that gets totally destroyed, that's when it's no good.
Yeah.
So ordering like a singular trade paperback from there is a guaranteed damage.
Something Burt Ward. That's from the B Sharps episode. I remember that. Baby on board, something Burt Ward. Hey, this song practically writes itself. Has there been any meaningful runs of Batman and Robin after Tomasi's, which is right here? I know where it is.
I don't think any with that title.
Yeah.
There's like a Batman and Robin book now by Mark Waid, I think, where it's like them fighting each other.
What?
Or is it Batman versus Robin? Someone tell me in the chat. There's some kind of book right now. Maybe it's not by Mark Waid, but it's a current book where Batman, right now in continuity, Batman and Robin are kind of in a contentious situation. I kind of forget why. But anyway, there's some kind of Batman and Robin book now, but I don't know if it's like an actual series or a mini series or an event. I'm not really. Yeah, Hayden says it's Batman versus Robin. So I'm not really sure if that's like a series, a mini series, or what it really is. Oh, there's Batman and Robin Eternal.
I have that. I can put my hands right on that.
I still haven't read Batman and Robin. I still haven't read Batman Eternal yet.
Batman and Robin. Oh no, that's Robin, Son of Batman by Gleason. Where's
is that the one with Goliath on the cover?
Let's see.
Where it's like him and him like out
yeah.
of zone. Yeah. Right, that one. That's one's written and drawn by Patrick Gleason, I think.
Yeah. I haven't read, obviously, these.
But you can see them.
I can see that it's Robin.
Well, Jess, here's a question for you. After your move, have you noticed any books that have gotten like dinged or messed up at all, or has it been pretty good?
Oh, no. Those guys packed them immaculately. They
good.
packed them really, really well. And Patty and her friend took them out and just put them on shelves. And so, yeah, they all came through really nicely. Yeah, I'm like Omnicat, aren't I, Rising Phoenix? I can just pull the books right out, except I thought I had Batman and Robin Eternal, and I guess I must have goofed it up, because I thought, although here's Batman Who Laughs Deluxe, except it's not a deluxe, it's a standard. What? I thought this was a deluxe.
There is a deluxe coming out, but I think we have the original hardcover that came out a couple years ago.
Okay. I enjoyed that book. Where'd the... Oh. All right. That's enough of my problems. Batman vs. Robin is the lead up to Lazarus Plant after World's Finest by Wade. Lazarus Plant, is that I think Versus is a mini. What would be awesome is after moving, you open the boxes to find you had more copies of a book than you started with. Oh, I think that's still a possibility, that we're going to find extra copies of things. Like Noir Wolf, when I unpacked my vinyl, I found that I had 2 copies of Tron.
Is that a sought-after album?
It is, and I don't remember ordering 2 copies of it, but I can let one of them go to Noir Wolf because I don't obviously need 2.
Jess, have you ever listened to the Thief soundtrack yet by Tangerine Dream? Didn't you buy that vinyl?
Yeah, I haven't run across it yet in my vinyl. I have pulled all my vinyl. I'm sorting through it. I've got sell boxes and I've got keep boxes and I've got a maybe pile that I have to go through. But no, I haven't listened to it yet.
You know what's something interesting about that album, or about that score? It was nominated for a Razzie back in 1981 for the worst soundtrack of the year, the worst score of the year.
Really?
Which is so crazy because in retrospect, it's such a great score. It works so perfectly. I love Tangerine Dream. Like
oh yeah,
you're to the movie Sorcerer by William Friedkin. That score is also fantastic.
That Planet 628 loves Tangerine Dream too. That is one of the only movies I've ever walked out on Sorcerer. It was in college because my girlfriend at the time did not like it.
Oh man, what's such a good movie though?
I don't know.
Did you ever finish it?
No, never finished it. We walked out and I don't know, made out or something for a couple hours. I don't know what we did. She was not into it. She was like, can we go? And I'm like, sure, sweetie, whatever. Not trying to be negative, but are we not getting too many Batman titles? You mean currently? I think we're getting too many Batman figures from McFarlane. Oh, you have 3, Batmanda? What do you... No. Wait, are you saying that's me? I only have 2. What are you saying? I know you have the original Tron from like 1980 or whenever it came out. Oh, thank you, Jesse. Say what? I appreciate that.
Where's your record player going to be, Jess? Is it going to be in that room?
It is. It's going to be over there. When I do the room tour, there's I don't know how well you can see it. There's it's a place. There's like a wet bar over there, and I've got it set up so that the turntable can go there, and then I've got wireless speakers that I bought that it's got Bluetooth, the turntable will, and send the sound out to the speakers. It's going to go over there. So yeah, we'll be in this room.
Cool.
Oh, I don't disagree with this. Risky Business was such that train scene, the music on the train. Ooh la la, that was brilliant. Totally good.
Are you sure it was the music on the train that you liked?
It added to the scene.
All right. I'm trying to think what else they've done. Other movies too. I can't think of what else they've done. But those two, I mean, Thief and Sorcerer are both phenomenal scores.
Oh, I'm actually still looking for the original 82 soundtrack on vinyl. Okay. There's 3 versions. I know that there's the first issue. What ones do you have, Batman? I know the first one, and then there's the second one, the reissue. What's the other Tron Legacy one you have?
What are some really sought after movie scores, Jess, that are really expensive that may be surprising? Do you know of any?
Tron Legacy, the original the Batman with
Danny Elfman.
No, with Pattinson. They just reissued it
already.
Yeah, it sold out last year, and they reissued it, and the really cool multicolor one sold out already. You can still get it in like solid colors, but
did you get it?
No.
That's
I'm on vinyl lockdown.
I love that score.
Yeah,
that's a man. I definitely like it better than I love the Dark Knight trilogy music, but I think I like that a lot better. I think Danny Elfman's score is still gonna be my favorite because I have so much nostalgia tied up into that.
Yeah,
but the Batman score is such a good score. I love that.
So and much. There was part of me that said I have all the Batman scores, the Danny Elfman ones, the Nolan ones,
Hans Zimmer with Batman v Superman, probably.
Yeah, I have that.
Isn't Man of Steel hard to find? Like, isn't that really hard to find?
Oh, is it?
I thought I remember you telling me that a while ago that Man of Steel was really a hard one to get.
Well, let's see. Search.
But I know what you mean though, because I think that's again the collector mindset of I have all this stuff, so I need to have this, but it never ends. So you have to end it at some point.
Man of Steel soundtrack on vinyl.
Because we'll always have the excuse of, oh, I have every Batman movie, so I have to buy this. But there's always going to be 5 more Batman movies. So you have to end it at some point.
No, $40 shipping from Poland. Well, let's see what it sold for.
Maybe I'm misremembering. I remember you talking about a superhero movie that was pretty pricey. Maybe it was
$60.
That's not bad.
I think it was originally probably $35.
Maybe it was something else. I can't remember which one it was.
I'd have to look. Yeah, no, it looks like Man of Steel's fairly ownable.
I was so close to pulling the trigger on a turntable, Jess, and getting into I just can't do it. I would love to. If I had the space and the funds, I would love to do that. I just don't have, I just can't. You know how it is. It's a rabbit hole. I don't want to get down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, and I'm on vinyl lockdown until I clear out some of this vinyl that I have because
you can buy more as long as you sell that stuff.
As long as I sell a lot of it. I think I have to sell a lot of it before Patty's ready for me to see like one thing come in. I'm on complete vinyl lockdown.
What do you think it is about the vinyl compared to comics that's the difference?
I tell her my comics are free.
Your house is a lot smaller, Jess. You probably shouldn't say it. Adjust your volume based on your new smaller house.
Okay. Monda did 2 pressings of the Legacy vinyl, one with a patterned vinyl and one with solid colors. Disney also re-released it on vinyl. Ooh, and a translucent blue for the 10th anniversary a few years back. Oh, I didn't know that.
It's funny how sought after that vinyl is for a movie that nobody cared about. Tron Legacy. I don't know if anybody cared about that movie when it came out.
Somebody said recently, Tevye said, I love Tron Legacy, such a great movie. I Legend, the one with Legend. Was that the one with Tom Cruise and?
Oh yeah, wait, was it Tim Curry?
Tim Curry is saying,
yeah, directed by Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
I think you're right. That was Tangerine Dream.
I think I have that one.
The 80s was the heyday of Tangerine Dream scores, that's for sure.
Yeah. Tev is gone, but we'll answer his question anyway. Speaking of Batman content, that reminds me, I'm just wondering, are you guys excited for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League being Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman?
Yeah, that video game that's been, promised for a long time. I don't know when it's coming out, but
that's a video game.
Yeah, it's the video game that Rocksteady's doing. The guys who did Arkham Asylum games,
right?
That's
the first one,
right? So I think that's his last voiceover as Batman.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay. Tangerine Dean did the music for all of Babylon 5. After TNT got the rights in the 90s, he redid the music for the pilot telefilm, which he came on board after. If we can pivot back to statues, I'm torn between buying Michael Turner's Supergirl statue. Oh, get the Michael Turner Supergirl statue. That is boss. I'm thinking about getting it for myself along with the Frank Cho Harley Quinn. Those are not going to be sent to me free. I'll have to pay for those. Okay, hardcover hideout. Welcome, Damian Wayne. Definitely number one Robin. Unfortunately, I do care about that movie. Okay, Batmanda cares.
Not making fun of it. I just didn't think people actually liked that movie. I didn't think people cared.
I own Tron Legacy in 3D. So he cares about it too.
All I remember is the Jeff Bridges de-age looked very weird. That's all I remember about that movie.
My friends say current vinyl records are nice for old video game soundtrack. The others are poor quality to them. That is actually true, N-Man 40. That's why all the albums I sold, which were from my childhood, Eagles, Doobie Brothers, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, those were all printed in the 60s and 70s. And the record quality is much better than current quality vinyl. So they're absolutely right. I haven't tried that. Oh, here's Fabrice. How's it going? Looking up Frank Cho Harley. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's still available or I have to get it on eBay. Yeah, I have a Supergirl from him that's just beautiful. Oh, Tron Legacy. Yeah, great music video for a Daft Punk album. I hope the animated series continuation does not proceed now. I'm not sure what the latest on that
is.
It's
not a continuation of the animated series. It's its own cartoon, its own world. I don't think Kevin Conroy was ever announced as the Batman for that. So I think it was always going to be somebody else, unless I'm wrong about that. But I'm still excited about it. I'm not sure where it's going to end up, though, because HBO Max is passing on it because they're kind of passing on all animated shows right now because, well, besides, I guess, the new releases that James Gunn announced. It's just really weird to me.
Yeah.
They passed on the show by Ed Brubaker, J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves. It's kind of Bruce Timm. It's a weird choice.
I took back Manda to see Tron Legacy at the theater way back in 2010. Just remember Omnicon. Yeah. Those two are in league together.
Oh, she doesn't approve of your methods?
No. Oh, Omnicat? No. She's firmly on Patty's side.
It's like on remember Apocalypse Now with Marlon Brando? You don't approve of my methods? Sure, I don't see any method at all.
Yeah, no, Omnicat.
You're like Colonel Kurtz, and Patty has sent Omnicat to end your reign of terror.
I have like 5 different Stranger Things soundtracks. There's like season 1, 2, and 3, and then there's a Halloween Stranger Things. They are all really good for reading. One thing I don't like I like ambient music for reading, and I like soundtracks for setting things up, like maybe organizing my books, because if I'm listening to like Born Identity, it's exciting music all the way throughout it, and I have trouble concentrating on reading, but it gets me pumped up to like file books and stuff. So wait, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get the Batman on Spotify probably. Doing fine. I was just reading Injustice Omni when I saw you were live. That's something I have to read this year. I'm going to make my playlist. Oh, soundtrack, Tron soundtrack. You play the playlist for Tron, okay? And piano music. I'm going to make my playlist public as soon as I organize all. Patty shares it with me and has all these things on it that I don't think anything would appeal to, it's all stuff she plays for her old folks at the old folks home. So I gotta organize those so that when somebody gets my playlist, they don't think I'm listening to Glenn Campbell 24 hours a day. I see 2 statues under his name. It's the Harley with the mallet behind her back. How much is that going for? Is that still available on the regular market, or do I have to go to eBay? I'm not saying I won't go to eBay. I'd rather not, though. Omnidog, do you have the extended soundtrack of Vangelis Blade Runner? I haven't alphabetized my albums yet, but I know I have both Blade Runner and 2049 on vinyl. So is that the extended soundtrack if I have it on vinyl?
Do you have the Blade Runner 2049 soundtrack or score?
Yeah. Sorry?
Do you have that score, 2049?
Yeah.
Oh, that's also one of my favorites. I think it's even better than the original.
What?
I think the 2049 score is even better than the original Blade Runner score.
Oh, and we're losing Newsbuoy. Okay, good to see you, Newsbuoy. I am not caught up on the recent Batman comics.
I read the first arc of the Zdarsky run, but I'm not sure how much further along it is since that.
I'm not even remotely caught up on Batman comics. It's a 3 CD set. No, I don't have it.
I wasn't a fan of the Marika Tamaki stuff, but I'm interested in the Ram V stuff on Detective Comics.
Yeah.
I do want to check that out.
Well, Nato, I love you, but stop trying to cause trouble in here. Injustice is a 1 weekend fast read omnibus. Both of them. You're going to love the year that focuses on magic-based characters. Screams Omnidog. Which volume's that? Is that volume 2? I've only got volumes 1 and 2. We did rank the Robins. Let's see. Let's run down him real quick for Fabrice. He's a good.
We pretty much had the same list, minus one switch. Mine was Damian, Dick, Carrie Kelly, Tim Drake, and Jason Todd. I didn't put Stephanie Brown on it because I didn't read that stuff. I didn't think it was fair. And then I think, Jess, you did. Dick was your first. Then Damian. Then Carrie. Then Tim. Then Stephanie Brown. And then Burt Ward. And then at the very end, it was Jason Todd. We both agreed on Jason Todd.
Oh, volume 1. Okay, thanks, Marcelo. Big Bad Toy Store has it for $139. That sounds kind of expensive to me, but that means it's still in production, so that's good. I do like that one. There can't be a lot of income until there's outgo, and she needs to see a lot of outgo before I have any more incoming of anything, except books because I'm getting them for free.
Unless it's free.
Those free books from all my sponsors.
All of those free books.
Speaking of my sponsors.
Speaking of free books.
Yeah. Where are you, Lloyd Wong? 5% off shipping 3 or more books together at Organic Price Books. Omnidog ship it together. And my code Organic Price Books is Omnidog for $2 off your books. So I do have some statues set up. Let's see.
Nice.
These are all Adam Hughes related ones. We've got the Gotham City Sirens on top. Then Starfire, Power Girl, and Batgirl. And then Hawk Girl, Black Canary, and Zatanna. So it's actually looking pretty good in here. Eventually I'll do a video once everything gets closer to being set up.
Do you feel like you miss the old BatCave at all? Or do you feel like you're happy where you are?
I actually have more room to move around in this. I'm not 100% happy with the lighting in this basement. But I'm all lit up perfectly fine. I may need to get a reading lamp to read down here, but I have a whole other room that's nothing but books, and I'll be able to set up a table in there when I build the Rusty Biscuit. So I'm kind of happy about that.
I still have my Seinfeld set I haven't put together yet.
I need to put that together too.
It's just hard to with my kids at their ages now. If I try building stuff, they're just gonna wreck it. I don't know where to put it to hide it from them. Well, they invade my spaces.
Well, yeah, you let them now because I see these videos of Sam like opening the door with this really cute smile on his face, and then Murdoch and Emmy pile in, and
I just don't want to be that dad who's just always like, "Don't touch anything, don't touch anything."
No,
I mean, there's some things like with books, and they try to grab them. Like, no, we're not gonna play with those. With action figures, it's really statues that'd be different, but action figures, it's really hard to break them unless you're throwing them on the ground and like, if he just grabs them and plays with it, it's not a big deal. But I just don't want to be. I don't want him to be afraid of coming in here because I want to share it with him. Like, I want to give these things to him someday if he's interested. All
broken and stuff.
Right. I'd rather, I don't know. I'd rather just have it be a fun thing that we can share together instead of like, man, my dad's weird.
Well,
you know what I
mean? That's fair.
But anyway, I mean, not judging anybody else who does it differently. That's just how I've decided to do it.
I think that's really fair. I see her second statue at Walmart for $80. She's holding a bomb over her head. That's a Frank Cho one? I'll have to look that up. Here's a good question. Which Robin had the best origin story? Does that play a factor in how you rank them? Response to just disliking Jason and Batwheels.
I mean, the Tim Drake origin story is cool where he figured out who Batman was. That's a pretty interesting origin. Yeah. I mean, I think Damien's is somewhat convoluted, but very interesting because there's that whole story of like Talia and Batman hooking up in that story from years ago, but then it was kind of retconned to how she kind of made it happen. So that story is kind of muddy, but I think that's a really interesting story of Robin being raised apart from Batman for so long and then coming into his life to be trained even further and him trying to dismantle all of that training that he already received. That's a really interesting origin to me. It's a whole nature versus nurture discussion. Are we who we are because of who we are intrinsically or because of external factors? That's a pretty interesting dynamic for me.
Let's see. Jess, if someone gifted you a boss male statue, what are the chances you would start buying male statues? 0.
I'm sure Patty would be happy with that.
Actually, when I first started collecting statues, I did have a number of guys. I had an Iron Man, a Captain America, a Samaritan from Astro City, Some of them were Bowen statues. And then let's see, who else did I have? Iron Man. This was back like 2015. So they were all Marvel characters that I had male statues of. And then I think it's when the Bombshells came out. So that was 2014. So I collected those statues earlier than that. The Bombshells, which are what convinced me to just go completely female. So please don't gift me any boss male statues. Peace and love, though, Razor Ramen. I do have a John Constantine statue that's actually really cool. He is the only guy in this. Oh, well, thank you, Rising Phoenix. M-Man says, I think for the most part, Crisis readers, it would be Tim. I think for most 30 to 4 years old, it would be Tim then Damien. Okay. I have the Red Robin Kotobukiya statue. It's pretty sweet. Does Galactus have his own room, or is it shared with a Sentinel? I guess they have bunk beds. I think Galactus is actually bigger than the Sentinel. I don't actually know yet.
Pretty sure it is.
I haven't unboxed it yet. He's still in the closet. That's going to be the name of Jester's toy box. Galactus comes out of the closet because he's stashed in a closet with a bunch of other stuff. And someday, hopefully this Tuesday afternoon, when Patty's out of the house, I'll do the unboxing of Galactus.
It was free.
Yeah, the Han Protocol. There's Josh. Hola. What up, Josh? So yeah, I've been concentrating on getting books displayed and statues displayed. Statues were the first things I displayed. And then sorting through my vinyl. Action figures are going to come last. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with a lot of my action figures. I've gotten the okay to create spider doors in the other room. So I know I'll keep my Spider-Man figures, but I'm not going to be putting action figures in front of my books anymore, which is where a lot of them went, because I like this look better without action figures. So
it does make it easier to pull books.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. And I did lose. You'll be sorry to hear this, Taylor. There is no sweater closet in this house or library upstairs.
Now you're like the rest of us peasants. Living in poverty.
I have my own dressing room. With a
Wait, what do you mean?
I have my there's a room off the main bedroom that has my dresser in it and my clothes and a recliner. And it was going to be Patty's dressing room.
Does Patty have any space besides? I feel like you got everything.
Actually, that's a good point. I do have a lot.
That doesn't really happen for men very often.
No, you're right. Now that you pointed out, she has the huge walk-in closet.
Okay.
Which she didn't have in the other house. She had kind of a walk-in closet.
You definitely are lucked out. Usually it's like you get nothing.
And like it.
Yeah. As a husband. Usually it's like, well, you get to live in the house. Okay, great.
Good reminder. We talked about that. All she wants is flowers and a nice dinner, and then my choice of Hallmark movies. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh my.
I do not have a manservant. Now I can't afford a manservant. James Abel with the save. Have you found the oldest book you own but have yet to read? That is a good question, YP. Have you asked me this before? And did I tell you to ask me again? No. And I said I would think about it, and I forgot to think about it. What's the oldest book you own, Taylor? And
I'm looking around. I'm trying to, well, I read that a while ago. I still didn't read East of West. I read the first one like years ago. I've had the second one for a very long time. AD After Death. Oh my gosh, I've had that probably for 6 years. Never read that.
Same.
I feel like I've read a lot of my other like Omnis and stuff. I can't think of any Omnis I haven't read.
I'm sure it's a Marvel Omni because I'm more of a DC reader. I love modern Marvel, but I'm not real big on Silver and Bronze Age Marvel. I've decided.
I think I have most of my collection read at this point. I think.
Oh my gosh, I hate you.
Well, I have a lot less stuff than you do.
Well, I guess. I'm gonna as the book collection gets put up more.
Invincible. I probably maybe Invincible.
Oh yeah, gosh.
I've had those for a while.
Same.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything from Marvel and DC. Maybe some like a smaller book, but I just can't see it right now.
Yeah, I do ask YP to keep asking this question. I thought so. Can a Hallmark movie be a Hallmark TV series? The Way Home is a new series that is very good that deals with time travel. Ooh. I'm a big fan of that mean girl that appears in a lot of Hallmark movies, Lacey Chabert. So I may just look up a Lacey Chabert movie and record it, and we'll watch that. I kind of dig her a lot. Hey, Ryan. Mr. Tex, what is your very first omnibus?
I know what mine was. Alias.
Oh, boy. That might have been one of my early ones, too, but I did finally read it.
I got to read that. I haven't read that, man, 8 years maybe? Was when the last time I read it.
Wait, didn't we read it for a Crime Corner?
No, I think you and...
Oh, is that me and Joe?
Maybe.
I
don't know, but we always wanted to. We just never got to it.
Here's a good question. Have there been any Omnis you bought, started reading, and gave up on it pretty quickly?
I don't think so. I don't have as many as Jess does. Because, again, the page count kind of limits me because I don't want to go above a certain size.
Yeah. DC, no. Marvel, I have sold Marvels. I knew not to read the 2 Silver Age Thor Omnis, and I sold those pretty quickly when I saw how rare they were. What? Yeah, you'll have to ask that again, Razor Ramen. When YP keeps asking me his question. I'll eventually have a answer. X-Men versus Apocalypse, the 12 omnibus. That was your first Omni, huh? Wait, I don't know. Let me read this. I'll let... Only ones I gave up after starting would get me killed with this stream's title. No, you can say it. It's all right. Everybody's opinion's valid about comics. Oh, yeah. That I knew not to unwrap, and I sold it right away. Oh, Walt Simonson's Thor Omni. You know,
you sold that one, didn't you?
I had it, and I did sell it, and I did read some of it, and I liked it, but I said it was so big, and I thought, I'm not really digging it that much. That might be the answer. I understand why people like it so much, but it just, for me, I had already started reading Jason Aaron's Thor, and to me, that was the Thor that I was really into. I like the sense of humor that Walt Simonson introduced, and, you know, Throg and all these other things. But I think it just seemed like too much of a chore to read, you know, a a gigantic book like that for a character that I was just sort of met on. So that is probably the book. Oh yeah, the Kent's trade paperback. I need to get that. Yeah. There's a guy in the Omnibus group named Joshua, that has an amazing Google spreadsheet about all the Superman books that have been collected and trade and everything else. And that's a book. Yeah, and Manforty, keep bugging me to get that. I'll try and write it. Okay, wait. I'll try and write it. I will write it down right now. The Kent's trade paperback. That's something I can buy. The Kents. Thank you, Inman. Because yeah, that is intriguing to me. Yes, I have, Callie, and I'm going to put out a video tomorrow talking about the book club and how I feel people should focus on and the format and stuff. So yeah, I have, and I will be putting out, sort of guidelines to try and keep things somewhat organized. It's going to be our first book club, so I'm sure it'll change over the course of the year, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It may be a lot of chaos, but I'm okay with that chaos. What is this a question for me or the minister?
I have no desire to answer any of his comments at all. Okay. So I would just move on because I have no desire to even give him any attention right now because it's pretty immature. So I'd probably just move on.
Josh, like Callie? Yeah, book club. We're reading Callie this book. And I'll put in the comments links to get it. You can get it from Organic Price Books and other places. And this is the book we're going to be reading and commenting on February 26th, which is a Sunday. And I forgot to tell you that my all-time favorite Robin is Harley Quinn.
That's a cool cover. What's that for?
Ryan Sook did all these covers, I think, for her. I love this cover.
That's cool.
Yeah. These and he has one more that I don't have. I think it's a Dark Knight Returns homage. I think Ryan Sook did them last year for various issues, her annual various issues. Yeah, there may be even more than that. Ready to fast read. I'll say no more. Good. Yeah. Keep your opinions right for the book club, dude. I hope to, Jeff. I really want to. I've never made it past book 3 for some reason. The first 3 books are great. And I don't know. I really want to finish it. That's a goal of mine for this year. The Kent's book is pretty cool, I think. Okay, good. YP says, War of the Realms tie-ins made me realize I need to skip Marvel event omnis. Introduced me to Squirrel Girl. War of the Realms. War of the Realms. Oh. The Jason Aaron one. Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm ready to wrap up in a minute or two if you want to answer some final questions.
Okay. Yeah, it's getting late. I got the Kent's Maxi series and singles, not for sale since it stinks of cigarette smoke. Okay.
I haven't heard of that at all. Is that a newer thing?
The Kent's?
Yeah.
I don't think it's new.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, when was this made, N-Man and Lars? Justin Taylor, are there certain artists that when you look back define certain time periods or eras in comics for you? Yes.
Well, I was just talking to Tyler T.L.R. Bloom about this, where I got the second omnibus in for Ultimate Spider-Man, and he was like, "Oh, there's parts of that book I don't like at all. That the omnibus." I said, "Well, this is the chunk that I remember doing the mail order subscription for, like the Carnage issues, the Hollywood issues. So that Mark Bagley art really defined Spider-Man for me back then. And looking through the omnibus just really reminds me of those comics I read 20 some years ago.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an artist that really defined my early Marvel reading, at least.
And I will say that Ultimate Spider-Man really holds up, because I never read it back when you did. I read it starting like 3 years ago or something. I still haven't made it past book 7, but
the only thing that doesn't hold up is some of his lingo. It's like, I don't think we even said this back then, like spastic Herb and that's so Jake. Whoever said that's so Jake back in the early, was that popular?
That's so Jake, I think, was like a term in the 30s.
That's what I was saying. It's like a bunch of stuff like that where it's like, I don't think this is the dialogue from, because he seemed like Steve Buscemi. What's up, my fellow kids? But anyway, I mean, I love that stuff, but the dialogue's definitely like, all right, man, I don't think you really got the lingo down for the kids back then, but I really still enjoy that run, though.
What's up, my fellow kids? I love that. It is great to see Taylor back. Any Marvel books Taylor is interested in for this year?
I'm really excited for the Silver Surfer by Dan Slott reprint next month. Hopefully it comes out next month, because that was supposed to come out last month. I'm also really excited for Savage Avengers Omnibus, because you have to buy that now, because it's not going to be reprinted.
Right.
Because of Conan.
Right.
So I'm definitely excited for those 2 books next month.
Good.
And there might be another Omni next month. I can't remember that. I have to look at comic releases website.
Yeah, and now I'm going to have to read the first 3 all over again, and then just continue to push on. I'm determined to do that this year. Can you put out a list of a handful of book club books? It sounds fun. It'd be nice to order a batch. Actually, this is the first. The idea somebody just suggested it in a random stream I did last month, and Callie was the first book. I think we'll probably on February 26th, we'll probably decide what the next book will be. I actually haven't given it that much thought. I think that the more I think about things, the more complicated and stupid they get. So I try and just let thoughts drift into my head. So right now, just get Callie and read it and set aside February 26th. And I will showcase, I found all of your art. I will showcase your art that day too. How about that as a way to get you to show up? Yeah. All the nice art you've sent me. Oh, the trade paperback came out in 2000 for the Kents.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Have you ever received extra books in an order and kept them? I've received the wrong books. I've received somebody else's order.
Same. I had to return it to get mine.
You did? Yeah, I did too.
I went through In-Stock Trades like 5 years ago, and I got the totally wrong order. So I forget how, I think they sent me a shipping label to send to that person, which is kind of weird because I saw their address and everything. But anyway.
They did the same thing for me.
Yeah, so yeah. I think that's what happened. And then they sent me mine, like a redo of it. I'm not sure who got mine. I guess nobody did. I guess they sent out, I don't remember what happened though. I just remember I had to take that and send it to that person.
Speaking of Tyler, did he ever do that unboxing we were all supposed to avoid watching? Was that he hasn't done an unboxing video in a long time. I know he in Very Fine Condition, we're going to do an unboxing of all these anime toys that they think I'm going to appear on, and I absolutely am not going to appear on. So that might be the one. They haven't done that yet. No, the Kents came out in the mid-90s. Okay, but maybe it was collected in 2020, I think is the point. Oh, I'm losing a light. I don't like Ultimate Gwen Stacy. Right, okay. Bendis makes her tragic. Babmanda, finishing Invincible is also one of my reading goals for the year. I need to start volume 6 soon. You're way ahead of me. Darth Fred. Spoiler alert. When I do my best books of 2022, it's going to be on it. So yes, I've read it, and it's one of my top books. You 100% need to get it. It's not complete yet, but that's okay. The next slipcase will come out and you just read it all together and you'll be happy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hang on a sec. 1 second. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Why is this not caught up? Huh. Okay. Okay. I sold my Teen Titans by Perez because I detest Robin and his little green panties so much. I just couldn't get through it. Confirmed. Larry is a panty hater. Okay.
Well, I'm going to try to check it with my wife before she heads to bed.
Okay. Okay, good. Where can they find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Minister of Comics on Instagram, where I post reviews, reels, fun stuff like that.
And you can find me on this channel and on Instagram, Omnidogs_vault. And let's see, don't forget, where is that? Organic Price Books, code Omnidog for $2 off and 5% off shipping 3 or more books together. Omnidog, ship it together. You guys are great tonight. Thank you very much. Noir Wolf, Razor Ramen. Thank you, Cheese. Thank you, Sergeant Savage. Whoops. Why is that up? Wait a minute. There. Okay. Better. Thank you. Peace and love. Peace and love. We appreciate everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. And thank you to Organic Price Books. And here I am going to play us out with Baturdays by Redcoat Turncoat and Geo, who combined. Peace and love. Bye, Taylor.
See you.
Baturdays, Baturdays. Omnidog and the Minister of Comics talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat with a name like that, you think they talk more about the fact. Baturdays, Baturdays,